All right, today we're tackling a big one, wiring four 12-volt batteries in parallel. But look, we're not just going to slap some cables on there and call it a day. We're going to build a perfectly balanced system using the professional busbar method. This is how the pros do it, and as you're about to see, getting this wrong has some pretty serious consequences.
And we have to start with this because it's the absolute truth. This is, without a doubt, one of the most misunderstood things when people build their own battery banks. And a simple mistake here, well, it's quietly degrading and in many cases, destroying expensive systems every single day.
So what is this hidden flaw I'm talking about? On the surface, wiring batteries in parallel seems incredibly simple. You just connect all the positives together and all the negatives together. But the reality, it's a little more complex than that.
I mean, look at the math. It's totally correct. You take four 100 amp hour batteries, hook them up in parallel, and your voltage stays right at 12 volts, but your capacity, boom, it quadruples to 400 amp hours. It seems so perfect and straightforward. So where's the problem?
Okay, this right here, this is the heart of the issue. We all assume that when we draw power, each battery is going to chip in its fair share, right? An equal 25% piece of the pie. But in the real world, that almost never happens. It's always uneven. One battery inevitably ends up working way harder than the others. Over time, that one wears out faster, and before you know it, your whole bank is out of balance and unstable.
So why? Why does this happen? Well, the answer isn't guesswork, it's physics. It all comes down to the science of electrical resistance and understanding how current actually decides where it wants to go.
And this is the golden rule you have to remember. It's not about what looks neat and tidy, it's about the actual electrical path. So if one battery has cables that are even a tiny bit shorter, or maybe just a cleaner, tighter connection, that path has less resistance. And guess what? More current is going to flow right through it. It's that simple.
And this is the science that proves it. Ohm's law basically tells us that current, which is I, goes up as resistance R goes down. They're complete opposites. This means even a tiny, almost unnoticeable difference in resistance between the paths from each battery guarantees an unequal flow of current. It's not a possibility, it's a certainty.
So where does this sneaky, unequal resistance come from? Oh, it can be anything. Using cables that aren't exactly the same length is a big one. Or maybe you have a slightly loose terminal on one battery, poor quality crimps, or even using different gauges of wire. Any one of these things is enough to throw your whole system out of whack.
But don't worry, this isn't some unsolvable problem. There's a brilliant engineering solution, and it's called the busbar method. This is how we take a compromised system and turn it into a perfectly balanced, professional-grade setup.
The goal here is actually really simple when you think about it. We just have to force the system to be balanced. We need to design it so that the electrical journey from every single battery to the load is absolutely identical. Same distance, same resistance. And that is exactly what a busbar does. Think of it like a central meeting point, like a grand central station for your electricity. It's just a big, heavy-duty strip of metal that creates a single, super low-resistance node. All the positives go to one bar, all the negatives go to the other, and voila, a truly equal distribution point.
All right, enough theory, let's get practical. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to wire this thing correctly using the busbar method so you can see exactly how it's done.
Okay, step 1, get your batteries nice and close together. Step 2, install bus bars that are properly rated for the maximum current you're ever going to pull. Step 3, and this is so critical, connect each positive terminal to the positive bus bar using identical cables. Same length, same gauge, same everything. Step 4, do the exact same thing for the negative side. And finally, step 5, and this is the one people miss all the time, connect your main load, your inverter, whatever it is, directly to the bus bars, not to a battery terminal.
Now, hold on. We've built a high-performance system, but we haven't built a safe one yet. And trust me, there's a huge difference. A working system is great, but a safe system is absolutely non-negotiable.
So let's imagine a worst-case scenario. You had this powerful bank of batteries all connected. What do you think happens if just one of those batteries fails and develops an internal short circuit?
The answer is, well, it's terrifying. The other 3 healthy batteries will instantly see that shorted battery as a giant empty hole, and they will dump all of their stored energy, we're talking hundreds, maybe thousands of amps, into it. This creates an insane amount of heat in a split second. That, my friends, is how electrical fires start, period.
So how do we stop that nightmare from happening? It's simple. You must fuse each battery individually on its positive cable. If one battery ever faults, its fuse blows and it's safely disconnected from the rest of the bank. Problem solved. On top of that, make sure every connection is clean and tight. Use a torque wrench, and never ever mix old and new batteries. Their internal resistances will be different, and you'll never get a true balance.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We're going to recap the key principles so you have a clear picture of what it takes to build a system that's not just powerful, but also safe and truly built to last.
This checklist really illustrates the 4 pillars of what I'd call the gold standard. You need identical cables to ensure the resistance paths are equal. You need bus bars to create that fair central connection point. You absolutely must have individual fuses to isolate any faults and prevent a fire. And you have to connect your load to the bus bars to guarantee a balanced draw. You get these 4 things right, and you've turned 4 separate batteries into one rock-solid, high-performance energy system.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you know the professional way to do this, go take an honest look at your own setup. Is it truly built for the long haul? Built for safety and longevity? Or is it maybe one of the thousands of systems out there that's quietly wearing itself out from the inside?